I'm here to present an award to a good friend of mine who couldn't be here today, Alan Gottlieb. But before I do that, I just want to take a minute to reiterate to everyone the importance of this election. And I know you've heard it here probably 100 times already, that this is the most important election of our lifetime. But that can become kind of a cliche, usually followed by someone asking for money, because we always hear it's the most important. But this time, there are reasons that make it so. The Democrats have a plan. We could see in the polls how this year we're about where we were in 2016, where the Democrats were, Hillary was going to win. It was an unwinnable situation for Donald Trump, but then he came back and he did win. This year, the Democrats are not going to make that same mistake, so they have a plan. They have a plan to win this election. Now, it involves corruption, bribery, and stealing the election. And that makes it all the more important for us to be involved, I'm going to borrow a phrase that I hear the great one, Mark Levin, say, and I'm saying this to myself. What did you do today to help in this election to save our country and to preserve our freedom? What did I do? What am I doing? Who did I register to vote? Of the millions of new gun owners out there, are we getting them registered to vote? Because all of the marbles are on the table in this election, because the Democrat Party, you see, we've always had back and forth, from Democrat to Republican, back to Democrat, and we've always survived. But what makes this one different, it really comes down to one word, and that's balance. In the Democrat Party, there's no balance anymore. They have shifted, between Bill Clinton and Barack Obama. Then Barack Obama passed Obamacare without a single Republican vote. Bill Clinton rammed through the semi-auto ban and the Brady bill. Over 100 Democrat congressmen lost their seats over those votes. And who were those Democrats? They were the most conservative, the most pro-gun. They weren't very pro-gun, but they were, relative to the party, they were the most pro-gun from the most conservative districts. They're all gone. Do you know that Bernie Sanders is right about at the middle of the Democrat Party right now? That's how far to the left they have shifted. So if the Democrats are allowed to win or steal this election, there is nothing to hold them back internally anymore. Anything that Biden wants, and you could look on his own website at his gun control plan, anything that Pelosi wants, anything that Schumer wants, they will get, because there's no way to stop them once they have the majority. So that makes it so crucial to answer that question that Mark Levin was asking. What did I do today? And if you want to be more involved in Second Amendment activism, our Pennsylvania State Director, Dr. Val Fennell, he's back there in one of the tents, and he actually has a two-page paper on exactly that question, with resources on what you can do, what I can do, what we can do together to help win this election and quite frankly, save this great country. Now I want to talk about Alan Gottlieb. I'm sorry that he wasn't able to be here today. I met Alan, I think in 1995 or 96 in Seattle at the Gun Rights Policy Conference. And it was a great conference, had over 1,000 people there. And I thought at first it would be awkward, because I was coming from a different gun organization. But I quickly learned that Alan and Joe Tartarow, who is recently passed away, and John Snyder, who was their Washington lobbyist, that they viewed the gun community as a family. So where people on the outside might look at the different gun groups as rivals, Alan always treated us all like family, even when we disagreed. And we all have family. We don't all always agree. And it's like that in the pro-gun community. If we all thought exactly the same, there would only be one group. But Alan had a talent and a gift, he's not here, but he's doing okay. Uh, he had that ability to bring people together from all different organizations every year, and he's done it for 35 straight years. And it's been a real honor to work with him and be a part of those events. And if that's all that he did, that would be noteworthy, and it would be a huge benefit to the Second Amendment community. But of course, the Second Amendment Foundation is involved in lawsuits, dozens and dozens of lawsuits over the decades. Alan has written more books than I would have time here even to read the titles of. So on behalf of gun owners of America, grassroots, gun owners everywhere, I'm honored to present the National Freedom Award to Alan Gottlieb and the Second Amendment Foundation. And accepting this award today is Robert Chrysler from the Second Amendment Foundation. So, Robert.
Thank you, Val, very much. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who don't know me, I am acquainted with Alan Gottlieb by way of my history in gun rights advocacy beginning back in 2002 in New Jersey when I was co-founder and sitting president for better than 15 years of the New Jersey Coalition for Self-Defense. Val's heard me say this before, and I would like to mention to you a quick elevator speech, if I may, that in industry and business, there is a concept called the rule of threes, and it says this, that in any market, three key leaders emerge. For instance, in domestic auto manufacturing, Ford, Chrysler, and GM. In Second Amendment advocacy, we all know NRA and we all know GOA, but the Second Amendment Foundation is probably one of the best kept secrets in defending our rights. You may not have known them by name, but you know them by their work. Any of you who have heard of Heller versus DC, any of you who have heard of McDonald versus Chicago, know the work of the SAF. Unfortunately, Alan can't be here today, but he's asked me to receive the award from you and from Val, and I do have a brief statement that he's asked for me to read to you. He is deeply involved in working on the president's re-election campaign, so I would like to use his words rather than mine. I'm very sorry that I'm unable to be with you in person like I was last year. I thank all of you who have supported my efforts at the Second Amendment Foundation and the Citizens Committee for the Right to Keep and Bear Arms that have made this award possible. Without your help and support, I would never be able to do the things that must be done to protect and expand our Second Amendment rights. The threats to freedom that we face must be defeated. It is really all of you who deserve this award. So I accept it on behalf of all of you who have worked above and beyond the call of duty to defeat the forces of evil. I will proudly display it in my office and hope to thank you in person when I am here next year to celebrate our freedoms at the next festival. God bless you, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. And on behalf of the Second Amendment Foundation, I want to thank all of you, and especially Sean and Justin, for the wonderful and tireless work that they're doing to protect and defend our rights. Thank you very much.
What a tremendous honor. These guys are fighting every day. And you know what? Here's the sad part. While we're at work every day, there's people in Harrisburg and Washington and in your state legislators working against the Second Amendment. Why? Well, if you have a disarmed public, then you have a public that will serve their masters. So we need to ensure that we keep our Second Amendment rights. And adding to that, we're also going to be giving an award to the next gentleman, who is Kim Stolfer. Kim Stolfer is an ex-Marine. Don't mess with ex-Marines. He's also the vice president of Firearms. He's also the president of Firearms Owners Against Crime. And, you know, one of the things that Kim has done, he authored the legislation for Pennsylvania's castle doctrine. And that's basic. That's when you're in your home, you have the right to defend your home. You don't have to flee your home. So Kim is the real deal. When you see someone that's endorsed in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania by Firearms Owners Against Crime, you know that person isn't going to flip. That person is going to be dedicated to preserving your Second Amendment rights. I know this because I have been endorsed by Pennsylvania Firearms Owners Against Crime. And that questionnaire is so detailed that when you're done with it, Kim doesn't have to ask you any questions, because you, if you answer them truthfully, have earned that right. So Kim is going to give us a short commentary and remarks, and then I'm going to present Kim with the award. So Kim, if you would.
How's everybody doing out there? Fellow Americans, Pennsylvanians, I've been working on Second Amendment issues for 37 years. I'm a volunteer. Everybody in our organization is a volunteer. The Bill of Rights is a jewel that Americans are bequeathed with, and it's the only thing holding the government at bay. The only way to protect this is for each one of you to get involved and believe that they can't take your freedoms. Our whole organization works across the state with legislators and with candidates and incumbents. But we do that on your behalf because we care. I'm a Marine. I came back from Vietnam. Not all my friends did. Our rights were paid for in blood. Too many Americans think somebody else can do it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm asking you all to get involved now because, as Winston Churchill once said, this may be America's darkest hour. These rights are yours. It's up to you to defend them. And you defend them at the ballot box, and you defend them in contacting legislators. That's what we do. We educate, and sometimes we remove legislators who don't understand our oath of office. And I want to leave you with this. Pennsylvania legislators swear an oath. Not like the military, which is to support, defend the Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic. Pennsylvania's legislators swear an oath to support, obey, and defend. So the next time you see a gun control bill introduced in Pennsylvania, you'll know they're not obeying the Constitution, which says your right, the right of all citizens, to bear arms in defense of themselves and the state shall not be questioned. Ladies and gentlemen, if you care and you want to stop this, it's in the same person who looks back at you in the mirror in the morning and who values the sacrifice that allows you to be here as an American. If you don't, on November 4th, this is Russian roulette. And we're doing it with a semi-automatic firearm, so you know how that's going to turn out. Please get involved. And don't let your friends avoid voting. God bless you all. Semper Fidelis. And I want to thank the Moons for all of this entire extravaganza. This is a freedom fest and an oath of freedom. And I can't tell you how honored I am to receive this award. So God bless you all. And I'll stay fighting. How about you? Let's go get them.
Okay, today Kim is going to receive this coveted award. It is for freedom. And the name of this award is the State Freedom Award. So we're going to award Mr. Kim Stolfer the State Freedom Award.
Let's go get them, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go get them. Get your friends out. Come on.
Hoorah!
Let's go. We're Americans.
Americans, we don't let it go.
Hoorah!
Hoorah! All right. Perfect. Great. Thank you. will also be known as subversive someday. Next up, we have another Freedom Award. We're going to have former Pike County Commissioner Rich Caridi come up, and he's going to give this award to Mr. Tom Ryan. So if you saw the moving wall, the Vietnam veteran wall, the Afghanistan wall, there was a tremendous amount of work done to get this wall here, to set it up, to guard it, because we do guard it 24/7. There was an escort, there was a procession to get this wall here, and what that means to those people that have served, our brave men and women, veterans, it's just unbelievable. So we would definitely love to honor Tommy right now. So if we could have Rich take the stage. Thanks, Rich.
Thank you. Tommy and I go back a few years, and usually there's a lot of jousting back and forth, teasing each other, and we usually make everybody else laugh. But this isn't a time for that. This is a time for honor, respect, and to appreciate somebody who has given so much over so many years. With his key phrase is, vets helping vets. I think Tom, coming back from Vietnam, thought constantly about the names on that wall. And why wasn't he one of them? How come he survived? And that goes through the minds and the lives of every one of the veterans, and their wives have to deal with it. But I guess late in life, Tom finally found his mission and why God kept him alive. And he started an organization called Vet Stock, where it's vets helping vets. So if there's a vet in need, Vet Stock raises the money and they help that vet, whether it be food, oil in their furnace, a new furnace, a wheelchair, whatever it may be. If the request comes across his perimeter, they try to fill it, and they do it by raising a lot of money. And one of the highlights of what this organization did, and Tom Ryan's success, is this wall being here today in our home township. This is outstanding. I never thought I'd see this day. And the ceremony, if you had an opportunity to observe it today, was the most honorable, respectful, dignified ceremony I've seen throughout my 72 years of life. And it's owed to one person who has worked tirelessly. He's at the point of exhaustion right now, but I'll drag his rear end up here if I have to, but he's coming up for this award. And he's put it together, contacted people, brought organizations together, and honored every veteran throughout the history of this country and every conflict and every fight. So it's an honor for me to be here, and it's not about me, it's about this gentleman that took the time, energy, and aggravation to bring all of this to being. So with that, I'd like to say, welcome aboard, Tom. Thank you so much. We love you, and God bless you. And every veteran here pours their heart out to you and gives you thanks. Tommy?
Well, that's Rich Caridi, my buddy. I'm surprised he didn't take a couple jabs at me. But listen, I'm quite honored to get this award. I appreciate it. But the honor of all of the things that we do, especially with Vet Stock, go to my volunteers. We have an army of volunteers that are so dedicated. If I asked them to go through the fires of hell, they would do it for me. And they will do it for veterans, and a lot of them are not veterans. So with that, some of them are sitting right here in the front, including my wife. So I would like to applaud them. So this morning, at our opening ceremony, we put it together. Melissa was the producer, she's sitting here also. But we put it together in a way, one of the things I felt that was very important, and everyone that's a veteran here, you took an oath. That oath never expires as far as I am concerned. We will fight and we will defend the Constitution against all comers domestic or foreign. And that doesn't mean we're going to hit them with spaghetti balls. We're going to fight. We're going to fight just like we did when we went to war. We will take them on. Well, we this morning, we had an opportunity to renew that oath. Not that we had to do it, but we did it. And I didn't hear one veteran say, I'm not going to raise my right hand. Every single one of them did. And that is a statement to what the veterans are. The veterans in this country and in Pike County are an amazing group of individuals. Women, I have met women, men, I've met those that have been severely disabled and wounded and hurt, both mentally and physically. I went to war, I came back after 14 months. My head's still not right. My body is still not right, 50 years later. But when I look out at my Iraqi brothers and Afghan brothers and sisters, the horror of what they've dealt with is nothing compared to what those guys just 4 tours. I have a friend that were 4 tours. I don't know how you do that and survive. It's unbelievable. So we were fortunate. We went for the short time, we came back, we did our thing, and we lived our lives and raised our families. But now we have an obligation, and me as a Vietnam veteran especially, and all of our Vietnam veterans, because of the way we were treated, which was not, for the younger generation, of course, was not exactly what you would call a pleasurable experience when you got off a plane and there were protesters. We didn't have Black Lives Matter. We didn't have Antifa. We had a group of idiots, but they were anti-war. They were entitled to their opinion, but I didn't choose to create the war. So I was not the enemy, but I was treated like the enemy. We never again, that was what the Vietnam veterans said. We will never again allow to happen to another veteran what happened to us. And we have lived by that creed. And I think our veterans behind us, the ones that came in after us, know that. And they have honored us, and we are honored to be able to leave, because all of us are getting older. We're mostly getting up there now. It's the windows are closing, as I say, on us. But we've left a legacy, and we've left our younger veterans the opportunity to create that environment for any veterans that come after them. They gave me this mic. You know, the last time they gave it to me, I spoke for an hour and a half. But the one thing I think that I really want to say, one of the things I want to say, which is important, I think, at this point in time, in this juncture in our country, is I don't think, I'm 71, I don't think I have ever seen an attack on a democracy like I have seen over these past 4 years. This country is under attack, whether you believe it or not. It is, and it's attack from within. It is coming from the bowels of the United States and across the country, and they're coming after everything we as veterans fought for and everything we believe as a society. Everything. They're coming for your guns, they're coming for your liberties, they're coming for every single thing that you hold true. And I'm outside the wall, right? Okay. It's my firm belief, and I believe it with all of my heart, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope to God I'm wrong. I pray I'm wrong. I just believe that in November, if this thing goes south, this is going to get really ugly for us. That's one of the reasons, to be honest with you, I asked these veterans to retake this oath this morning, because I believe that this is not going to end pretty. So we prepared, we're ready to go. Thank you. I appreciate everything that Justin and Reverend Moon have done, and everything that's happened here, and I really appreciate my fellow brother veterans and sisters. I can't say enough how much gratitude I have for them and my brother over there, Eddie, my Iraqi brother, Eddie. So thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a tremendous day, what a tremendous honor. You know, you can't say enough about our veterans, first line responders, police, fire departments. I mean, these are the guys that run to danger, not away from it. And, you know, how does the national media portray them and law enforcement as anything but positive? Like, we love these guys. Absolutely respect these guys. They are part of our society that needs to be, listen, they need to be helped, they need to be compensated, whatever it is. These guys are the ones that we all count on to keep what? Law and order, peace. So don't let that liberal media try to tell you that they're anything else but honest servants to this American cause. So I just wanted to make sure we recognize our veterans as just what they are. What a piece of America and Americana. So God bless them.